Welcome to this session on unleashing interactivity and transforming your learning with Genially. I'm joined by the fabulously talented Chrissia Kipp from Genially, and this session is going to be super interactive. So grab your phones, scan the QR code, and we're going to show you just what the power of Genially is and how it can transform the learning experiences for your learners, for your clients. And it's just absolutely an amazing platform, isn't it, Chrissia?
Thank you very much. Yes, it is, and it's going to be a very engaging live session. So thank you, Kim, for inviting us and for letting us participate with your community and introducing Genially to your community as well. So I'm so glad to be here with you today. So I'm gonna give an intro of myself. I'm Chrissia from Genially, the country marketing manager for UK and rest of the world. So I'm based like more inside marketing strategies. It is a great tool. I don't know if you have heard about Genially before or if you have used this tool, but this is a very engaging authoring tool. And no, one code. You don't need any coding knowledge, and it's an authoring tool. So, oh, hi, James. How are you? So I hope you're all doing great. Is everyone here? Can we get a start? I'm gonna start. So before we get started, I want to introduce your brand new feature, Live Results. So you just scan the QR. This feature allows us to create interactive content, invite participants, and host a truly engaging live session. So I'm gonna open here. To experience it firsthand, I invite you to scan this QR code if someone hasn't done it before, and join us in real time. Throughout the session, you will be able to participate, share your thoughts, and engage with the content in a whole new way. So now that you have done the code, let me see here. Now that you have scanned the code on your devices, should you see the same thing I'm shading on my screen? Yes, no? Perfect. However, only I can change the sliders. So that's say throughout the session, you are free to click on the buttons and interact with the presentation. So it's gonna be great. Now, this is the agenda. What's Genially? Genially is an authoring tool, interactive learning, and the live team. So you can see how the Genially place it is. So let's break the ice. What's your energy level right now? Let's see. We're here to explore and understand what makes Genially a powerful and versatile authoring tool and what's the best way that you test how is the tool. It's 3 p.m. So I know this can be tricky time of the day, so let's do a quick check. Great. Now I would love to know, what are your expectations for today's session? Whoa. Going with the flow, a bit tired. Ready to get a start. Amazing. We hope to fulfill your expectation and make this session valuable to you. So let's get here. What's Genially? So now that we are warm up, I would like to invite you to see what is Genially. Genially, you have two types of content, the traditional one and the interactive content. So on my right, you can see a typical PDF, interactive PDF. I know that you have seen this before. Colors, blue, green, yellow. We are explaining how the 24 iMac works. So you can see, the black font to highlight some important information about the product. Then you can see the colors, you can see some of the product as well information. So it's actually very boring, and I know that you have seen this before. And even they just insert a link right here. So on my right, I have the same information explaining in a Genially way. So what's a Genially way? An interactive content. So you can click on the buttons, we separate on layers, the important information. I'm interacting with the content. So by interacting with the content, I get motivated. So actually, what you can see here, available colors. I can click on there and see all the colors. Oh, I like the pink one. I may recall. So here's a question for you. What happens when learning is boring? People disengage, retention drops, and actually training impact is lost. And here I can click on the link and I can even watch the whole video without getting out of the window, because sometimes when you are teaching, and I know that you all know things, if I click on a button and it took me out of the window, you lost me in the process. And this happens to me in high school, in college, and even when I'm trying to get information or complex information, difficult to digest. If I got very focused and then you open a link and you open another window and then you return to the original presentation, you lost me in the process. With Genially, everything is in one presentation. So you don't need to get your audience lost. So now let's flip that. Imagine training that is interactive, visual, and engaging. That's where Genially comes in. So if the world has changed, why do we continue to use old programs and create content like 20 years ago? It's a big, an important question. With Genially, creating interactive content becomes so easy and fun and accessible to everyone. So what's actually the magic? That you get the same results as a professional, like the designer and programmer. And the best thing here, you don't need any coding. It's an authoring tool that you don't need any coding to create all this magnificent content. So with Genially, you can turn passive training into active learning, make content visually stunning and rich media, and create quizzes, games, and interactive model right inside Genially. So you can have hundreds of templates. We offer, obviously, the magic of animation and interactivity, and even track your audience answers. And also, you can get the beautiful designs to make your presentation stunning. So Genially is the most versatile tool for content creation, I believe. So I'm going to click here. By the way, this is a Genially, what I'm showing you. And I'm just embedding other Geniallys that I have created before inside this presentation. So you can see the capabilities of the tool, and I start saying, oh, I created a module or a corporate unit before, and then I want to insert it in my new presentation because I'm going to have a seminar in a couple of weeks. So this is how actually Genially works. So here you can see some of the presentation. You can click a star, see conversation with Stephanie. It's actually a corporate unit, basically. You can add music. You can see where the animation is, for example, and see more information like this in layers. So that's a presentation. We have quizzes and surveys. You can click who actually got in to start a quiz. So you can see if actually people were engaged with your presentation, or if they actually understood something. You can collect data of their answers as well. You can see games and challenge. I have to say that gamification is one of our top features here in Genially. More the escaping again, I guess. And you can see all the animated elements here. And yeah, no coding. This has been made at Genially. Courses, of course, and I know that you learning micro courses, micro learning builds, whatever you want. You can decide whether you are a teacher, you want more corporate, so you can see like all the different templates that we have, and we have new templates every week. So you can select, for example, more info. You can play with all the features to create your stunning presentation, or even have a mix-up. Video, publication, infographic, you have the presentation, so you can play with them and see all the templates. So yes, why Genially? So we offer engaging experience. To me, if Genially equals engaging experience, interactivity is a different value. Why? Because it differentiates from other authoring tools. Of course, it's something that you can complement Genially with other tools that you have. There is a very repeated question that a lot of people ask me, like, oh, Genially and Articulate or Canva, or some people use a Storyline. You can complement Genially with other tools. It doesn't matter. Of course, Genially stands alone as well. Genially is a tool that you need to create a stunning content. You need to create an engaging corporate unit. You need to have people get on board. Even if you're doing an onboarding, or you are doing a training session, or you're just doing a presentation and you just want to collect data for that presentation that you're doing, Genially is the best tool to go for. So this is actually the solution. No technical skills, no problems. Get the same polished look as a professional designer and developer. And this is something that I believe that matters today, because a lot of people are paying a lot of subscription at the same time to have this kind of product, and sometimes you just need one. So with Genially, you get the best of both worlds: Office IT, design, animated, and interactivity creation in minutes. So in animation, bring your content to life, attract your audience attention. You can have multiple effects that you can add to your creation for the fonts, or an image, or even a video, or how the things pops in. Everything, you can get everything animated, unlimited. Surprise your audience with different types of animation. Bidirectional integrations in other platforms, LMS, Google Classrooms, blogs, websites. You can have your Genially embedded into your website or an LMS by SCORM format. External elements, video, audio, virtual tools, image 3D, without needing the exit content and risk losing focus. That, I believe, is one of the most important things here. So, for example, embed Genially content in LMS platform like Corner Store. I don't know what's your favorite LMS here at the moment, but Genially plays well with most of them. And here at evaluation, be able to evaluate the audience through metrics module with a SCORM and LTI functionalities. Measure engagement and track learning process using built-in metric analytics that is inside the premium version of Genially. So far, so good. Versatility and efficiency. So beyond engagement, Genially also saves you time. I believe I'm going to say time and money, but I'm going to say time, effort, and resources, because we are an all-in-one tool. So here's now. No need to juggle multiple tools. Genially let you create, manage, and deliver content in one place. So it's actually, if you created, as I mentioned before, a presentation, you need someone to help you in and join multiple presentations that you have to create a whole corporate unit. This is something that you can do with Genially. If you need games or quizzes to collect data and inform with the corporate unit, you can do it with Genially. If you want to get your students engaged or the employees engaged inside this training, this is something that you can create with Genially. If you would like to mix up with other tools, again, something that you can use different Genially. Adaptability to different teaching methods, a tool to serve your methodology. No all instructional designers, no all teachers that are transitioning to learning and development industry have the same methodology. So some of them prefer gamification or escape games, some of them are more traditional, some of them prefer storytelling, and then can join. I'm going to use a storytelling and add some videos, or then I'm going to use an escape game so I can actually see the reward thing of my students. This is they actually understood something by playing. That is something that I have heard a lot in the learning and development industry. So we can adapt to your methodology. If you would like just give a bunch of information, but you don't want to have a amazing, I don't know, too broad thing and very complex, difficult to digest, you can make it so easier inside Genially. So you have any question? I don't know. I believe, Kim, that I have some comments below.
Yep, so Bonita's put a question in. So you can capture data if Genially is loaded into a SCORM activity.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have different package in SCORM. I can show you in the editor after that, but yeah, you can select which SCORM package do you want to download. For example, for the interactive questions as well, and insert it in your LMS. Some, for example, we have partnership with Learnifier, that is an LMS, and with Learnifier, there is an LTI integration. So it's right there at Learnifier. But in other LMS that we don't have the integration, the LTI right away, you can do in with the Scrum package.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Andy, and I have this other question from another person. What are the accessibility? What's the accessibility
I
like?
have a whole
Good.
slide about accessibility.
Okay, perfect. That's fine. And Luanda is asking, what does technical support look like if something isn't working properly? And I have this other question, which is kind of linked. Is there a community support space?
Yeah. We have a customer support. And if you, for example, have any question or something happened with your Genially or you lost something, you're gonna see that we have workspace as well. So you maybe, I don't know, you have a presentation and something happened, you have our customer support. If some kind of emergency, you can also contact them. And also for the enterprise, if you are for a big team or you would like your company to use Genially, they have a dedicated account manager, so just for them, and they're gonna be like available. But for everyone that have free version or premium version, just your one account, the customer support works perfect.
Okay. Is there a customer community as well, like a Slack community or anything?
Actually, no at the moment. This is something that is in the roadmap, but we don't have it. We have a community of ambassadors that is growing up, but at the moment we don't have.
Okay.
But it's important. I'm going to take notes. I love feedback. So if you would like to give me more feedback about it, I would love to hear your feedback.
Lovely. Then that's it for questions. Hang on, let me just see. Yep, and Mo's ambassador there as well. So yes, that's it for questions. Okay.
So wonderful. So in terms of versatility and efficiency, we are an all-in-one tool. We provide everything you need to create, manage, and deliver. Adaptability, as I mentioned, different teaching methods and the tools that serve your methodology, because we offer different templates. As I mentioned before, you can, if you go to the editor, you can filter like K-12 or instructional design or corporate or marketing, so they can filter your the templates that we have, the new ones, the premium. So you can select some of the K-12 because you like it, and then mix it up with other slides from instructional design. It doesn't matter. It's something that helps to you. It helps your methodology. It does work. So templates equals speed. So we have thousands of pre-designed templates and resources that you can use quickly and easily. So I would say speed and efficient. So just customize, cut down content creation time drastically. Of course, you have the blank Canva, so you can start from scratch, or you can even see, because I have some people or ambassadors that check how other templates have been done and then replicate the same effect in their own Canva. So sometimes they say, oh, I like to see some of the templates as an inspiration, and then I create the one from scratch on my Canvas. So it depends on you. We have different templates, and some of them has become team templates as well. No code, one of my favorite. There is no need for technical knowledge, again, to create great quality and digital content. So everything that you have seen here and that you're gonna still see is made no code. And real-time change. This is very important. Don't resend files or re-upload them. It doesn't happen to you before that, for example, you change a pricing or something that is not updated, or some information or something changes, or you just want to close one slide because you don't want to repeat that on one of your presentations for a big conference. You just need to get to your presentation, make the change, and it's going to be automatically updated. You don't need to resend the link to the other people. You don't need to create a whole new presentation and still like save the slides and create a new one. With one link, everything is updated in real time. So no more reloading files or worrying about version control, and any updates you make out are automatically saved and available to your team as well. And it's so easy that it looks like magic. So let me ask you, how often have you struggled with complex software that takes weeks to master? That is an important question as well, because a lot of people say like, okay, Crisia, everything looks fine, but I'm gonna test Genially and try Genially because I don't think that I'm gonna create that stunning presentation at the same time. So with Genially, that struggle actually disappears. Creating a stunning content and interactive content, to me and most of the people, is actually easy. We have an Genially Academy as well. If you would like to test, yeah, there is no steep learning curve, no technical barriers. Everything is there. All the features, all the animations, all the resources are there. But of course, we have videos so you can test, and even micro courses that you can take in order to get that advanced level. So now let's talk about Genially's impact. Not just a tool, but as a global leader in interactive content creation. Genially is used worldwide, empowering millions to users to engage their content. And here's a snapshot of our global reach. We have 51 million creations. That's millions of interactive experience, more than 190 countries, a truly global presence, helping organizations everywhere, and 40 million users, from educators to Fortune 500. So actually our number one users are instructional designers and teachers, but of course, marketing, in a marketing side, designers as well, creators, because it's a very versatile tool, as it means. And who trusts Genially? Some of the world's most recognized institutions and organizations. Michelin, Westerman, Boston Consulting Club, University of Paris, Movistar here in Spain. We have Columbia University in US as well. So there's a quick question. We have 1 minute, 28 seconds. How many times have said the word engaging, interactive, user-friendly up until now? Pay close attention to this number. Okay. So. Hey, Kim, what? Again, this is an example of how actually live sessions goes. I wanted to have these live questions to be as an icebreaker, but also so you can see the capabilities of the tool as well. Of course, they're gonna give me a download of these questions and how the users responded to me. So it is amazing because I can download, I can see, oh, Kim is actually paying attention. Yes, James, you need to pay more attention as well. So let's see. Key features. One team, all the controls. So you can work as a team and make the most of your resources. So Genially is for teams. This is a snapshot of the editor. You can create a workspace and you can have all your teammates inside. It doesn't matter if you are 100 people or you are 5 people. So if you have your shared workload, you can co-edit in real time, synchronize, and your entire team to go from an idea to an approved content in the blink on an eye. So now that you have seen the Genially is a game changer, let's dive into what you can actually do with it. In this next section, we will explore the key features that will help you transform your training, communication, and learning experience, engage learning and teams like never before, and have a complete control over your content without needing extra software or technical skills. This is something you can manage on your own. You can collaborate and work in real time with your team. You can organize your spaces and folders. You can give permission of who you can get in that space or that specific folder. You can add your brand kit or your client's brand kit and team templates, and you can use it. They actually save a lot of time because if you have your own template for a presentation or for a, I don't know, a training session for your students, it actually depends on where where actually you work, and you can have access to your premium templates. So you can access Genially with a single sign-on. That is, to me, is important if you work in a company or large companies. Simplifying a protected registration access. And manage access to your creation. You can limit access to a specific domains. You can actually put password to different presentation or slides. And you can decide from which page or platform your creation will be accessible or release it for everyone to see. So this is important if you are making one presentation public, or if you are sharing sensitive information. Nowadays, I believe it is one of the most important things. And invite the specific people to view your creation. So just share your resources with a group of students, your department, or just one person. Now you can distribute your creation by name. Again, for example, if you have a creation that you're going to allow them to see for a specific amount of time, you can give them the link for 3 months, and then you can share the password, and he or that person is not going to be able to see again that presentation. So this is something that people ask, oh, I wanted to see or be able to see this training session just for 3 months. So yeah, you can add password for a limited time and then share, change the password of that specific Genially. So centralized management, the total control you need. Take control of the tools used to generate content in your organization with centralized management and billing. So this is something that you can get with Genially in the super administrator. That's more for an enterprise plan, but some of the people ask if this is actually something you can do with Genially. And yeah, you have the super administrator that works with you, support your team, give you a total companion with your team and any question that you have. And you can collaborate in a more transparent and secure way. You can review or recover previous version. This is something that you can do with a super administrator. Explore the different versions of Genially, or restores a previous version in seconds with your version history. And your work and your team work safer than ever. Track the action of your creation, analyze them when it's created or moved by which team member. Important again, if you work in a large company or you are a consulting group and you want to see, again, have sensitive information or who made the changes. And organize the workplace with the action story. So the best option for your training. Evaluate the impact of your training sessions or resources. You have the global activity and the individual activity. So here, for example, you are interacting with me. So you're going to collect data of how many, what were the selection of Kim, James, Bonita. So I can see where were their answers. I can collect data. I can see how many times they interacted with my presentation. I can see if they respond true or false, correct or wrong. I can download that Excel, and I can also save the question, and I can even export it or in a SCORM format and add it to my LMS. And yeah, you can do it in a global activity and individual activity. To visualize the metric for each person accessing your Genially. So understand your training session with live result. Live results is what we're doing right now. This is one of our features that we launched this year in 2025. Live and dynamic presentation that engage your audience. You can create surveys, quizzes and rankings. And this is great. And Q&A feedback. Important. So I mentioned that it is versatile. Yeah, because you can adapt, create surveys, quizzes, Q&A to your methodology, and also depending on what you want to share. If it's complex, if it's some intuitive, if you would like to engage with your audience, if you would like to do some icebreaker, if you would like to collect data. Depending on the objective, you can get ahead with these features. And enhance the advantage of e-learning. You can download in a SCORM content, always updated with dynamic SCORM, directly in the editor without needing the download, and replace them in your LMS with each change, and publish resources directly in your LMS with LTI. So the LTI connection makes publishing your material even more agile and secure. Some of LMSs offer it, like Learnifier. Some of them you can do it with a SCORM format. That is pretty universal. And yeah, Genially is no limit. So we have unlimited storage space for the entire institution with the enterprise plan. This is the one that we launched. Space is not an issue. Thanks to your exclusive benefit, the team will be able to work with you a storage limit, create a store, and share infinite. You have unlimited uses of AI function. So in terms of AI, You have total control, activate and deactivate AI functions according to your organization's security requirements. That is very important. Not every country allows them to have all the AI integrations. You can edit text. AI simplify length text for the correct spelling and give you content an appropriate tone. Translate interactive questions and creations. With 2 clicks, your design can be read anywhere in the world. Example, if you have a presentation, I don't know, in Spanish, or you need to down in English. So some of them use the translation and they adapt it. So it actually makes you save time. And text-to-speech. Use Genially AI to text-to-speech function to create voiceover in 1 click and convert a few words on an entire script in an audio track. So there are a lot of things in the roadmap, again, with the AI function. I know this is going to be a question, a very repetitive question, because we know that the AI is evolving and we're adding step by step some of the functions in Genially. Under Seed mode, you can upload video and audio, download in multiple formats, unlimited use of premium templates, complete brand kit, privacy, and much more. Of course, for example, you can even convert a PowerPoint, your Google slide, into Genially, or a PDF. Quiz time. How many countries can Genially be found? Boom! Andy, you're number 1. Kim, what happened? So we're reinforcing what we learned. I like that you have paid attention. Boom. So let's do another one. Before we start, let's make sure everyone is connected. So what functions are available in Genially? You can select here. The number 1. And Jamie is getting closer. That's great. This is another type of quiz that is fun. And this is the 3rd one. This is my favorite. You just need to drag in from the sentence. Bravo! Nawandan! Andy! Amazing! So I wanted actually to show you how actually this worked with it right time. And this was my favorite, the drag and drop. So I'm going to close here. You have any questions so far about this?
Nothing coming through in the chat yet. We can give them a minute and see if there's anything coming in. So Mo did put a comment on. So it says that you can turn your Genially into MP4, then place the MP4 inside of Genially to have a video with the exact same aesthetics and flow. So I think that might be a little bit breaking the 4th wall, because you'd have your Genially inside a Genially, and then you could have that inside another, and it'd be the never-ending view.
It depends of how you use it. There are people, of course, for our demos, we insert or embed other Geniallys because sometimes I would like to see other templates. So it's depending on how complex is your training session or the one that you are giving. For example, some of the embedding Geniallys are quizzes. So you have a quiz for each unit or for each chapter of your training session. In my case, for example, for this demo, I have a lot of Geniallys embedded, not actually to show you, so you can actually see all the information here. If in the future, I just want to close, there is a template that is not going to be available anymore, I just need to deactivate that specifically embedding window. and it's gonna be easier. No need to, hi Kim, I'm gonna resend you another link with the updated things. So it actually depends, of course. There are a lot of interactive features, a lot of animation, a lot of resources. It depends how you use it. There are a lot of people that use emojis and GIFs and a lot of information and a lot of buttons, and it doesn't, people gets motivated, but at the same time they can be bored. So there's a very tiny line on engaging and then over engaging. So they're not gonna learn a lot. So it depending on how you use it.
Yeah. And this is the thing, sometimes you can there can be too many jazz hands and it becomes distracting. So you've got to have that fine line, don't you? In having something being super, super engaging and getting the end result that you want, which is essentially people going away with something, having learned something, rather than people just being overwhelmed by the amount of interaction and everything that you're throwing at them.
Totally. So I wanted to give you this example. This is for, I want to actually to show you when complex things work for one of our company's clients that actually led us to show this presentation. So this, for example, is a complex video and how they can use it for an onboarding. So who discovered the electromagnetic induction? So you can embed the video and you can see, for example, I can play, it's a 3D model. And at the same time, I have my quiz window on my left. So this is something that you can do using Genially and is no coding. So this is a quick example of the capabilities of the tool with complex processes that are not easy to digest, that it is not, everything is not so playful and joyful. Like it depends on how you can use it. You can create a most or more serious template, focusing more on things or topics that they are not so easy. They're a level of complexity more difficult to understand and using with our features. So they can have a better understanding. Any questions so far? So I can move to accessibility. That is our last point. No? Okay, so I have here okay, I just want to see my slides. And that I believe that I just, you can see, for example, all your slides here.
Just while you're looking, I've just thought of a question. So if I was to deliver this as part of a virtual training session, can you add slide notes as well, like you can in PowerPoint and Canva? So slide notes for each of these different bits just to prompt you as the person delivering.
Oh, can you repeat that question?
So in the slides that you've got here, can you add slide notes like you can in PowerPoint? You know where you can put the notes?
No, at the moment.
No, okay.
No, you can, for example, on the left, you can share some information on each slide, but it's not that you can add notes.
Yeah.
But this is something that they have asked us before in some of the markets that we are more, famous on. So we have a beta, it's not a beta, it's a chat where you can add like, I need, or should be like feedback of, you should add this integration, or you should add, for example, in Israel, they need a type for, so they can write from right to left, exactly. So they need us to put that it is just a type on. And this is something that our team is working because a lot of people, a lot of users requested that. So believe that Genially we are improving our tool a lot. And we are improving every time. And there are a lot of things in the roadmap. Genially was founded in 2015. We are not too old, but not too young again. So we always believe that we need more insights, we need feedback. We would like to have our customer experience better. We have this ambassador session. So if you need or believe that there is something that our platform is missing, there is something that a template that should be amazing to have, I invite you to send or be part in the Genially. You can select Scandi, the little note I'm kind of attached to you, so you can give us more feedback.
Yeah. I think that it's really great that a platform is so open to feedback and the possibility of changing things. Because for me, I was thinking, well, I'd love to deliver a virtual session using this platform with some of the tools and the fanfare and all of that. But I like to have, so I have my slide view on this screen, I have my notes view on that screen, like you do with traditional PowerPoint when you're slide sharing. So I'd want something to replicate that. Otherwise, I'd have another screen with my notes and my Genially, and yeah. But I suppose it's getting used to working with the software rather than making it shoehorn into the way that you work, isn't it?
We
Adjusting.
actually work with our community. We're very attached with our community. We love to know how people are using. We believe that we add value to other users, and we believe that Genially works. We only use Genially at Genially, not only for presentations, for onboardings, to explain new marketing plans, or even in share presentations about workflows. So we do practice what we actually are creating and replicating to the world. And we also find different things that should be improved in terms of customer experience. In terms of accessibility, I don't know what happened with the slide. I am just gonna close the session and open again because it's not showing. Let's see here. I want to give you a brief note about how accessible is Genially. It's something that, again, is in the roadmap to keep expanding everything, but we do offer some options so everything can be accessible for everyone. So I'm gonna show you here. Let me share. So it's accessible. So we have screen readers, and most screen readers are compatible with Genially. We have alternative text, the alt text, that you can add alternative text to most visual elements, text category, and link interactivity. In terms of keyboard navigation, you can also navigate through any Genially without using the mouse. And with the navigation keys on your keyboard, on the tab and enter keys, you can discover all the pages and content included. The last one, this is something that we launched recently. With the tab key on the keyboard, you can move between different elements into Genially. The enter key displays information on elements, but have that interactivity applied to them. And all these options work whether the Genially is viewed in the browser or download in HTML or SCOM format. As mentioned, you can download Genially in HTML and embed it in anywhere you want. And also you can view your Genially offline without needing the internet. It's not gonna lose any interactivity and it's not gonna lose anything here. So these articles is on the Genially support. I don't know what happened. I have this link in one of the pages, but you can get all the tutorial about the accessibility and best practices. So this is something that actually caught your attention. You can replicate it here. So if you have any question, let me know. Okay, so far so good. How do you have any questions about Genially? Do you want more information about Genially? So thanks to Kim, we're gonna offer a free trial for all the attendees. So you can test and experience all the Genially features, and you can see all the capabilities of the tool depending on, I don't know, your objectives. So if you have anything, you just need to let them Kim know so she can send me the list of the people that like the free trial. And the only thing that I'm gonna need is so you be registered at Genially so I can operate your account. You're welcome, Lawanda. And thank you so much for attending this amazing Genially presentation.
This has been a webinar for L&D Free Spirits and Genially. L&D Free Spirits is a community for freelance and self-employed professionals in the L&D space.